Department of Environmental, it's the DEC, it's conservation. I really want to scream right now because that was going so good. So that's the transport information, and it's required by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Crap. Okay, we're better, we're back. So, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony, this is TC's Outdoors. And today is a monumental day in TC's Outdoors history. I will be making my 500th bundle on the homemade bundler that I've got here. So if you're not familiar with the channel, I started a little firewood hustle, 2 years ago, just about. And this bundler, I copied the plans from Brad at Firewood at the Furnace and kind of got me rolling into the bundle business. So I checked the other day, so you know, I got a little spreadsheet rolling, and I had made 489 bundles up until today on this bundler. So I have $30 tied up into the wood, probably. It's 3 2x4s, a little piece of plywood, and then I've got this little card holder tray on the back to keep my labeling in. So pretty entry-level setup right here, but it has made me a fair amount of bundles and relatively quick. You know, it's pretty quick to get them going. The hardest part is, I think the hardest part with any bundle is finding just the right piece. So, but you also notice that we're in the garage. So it's the weather around here has been crazy this year. I can't seem to catch a day where I have time and it's not raining. So if I get a couple of days in a row that it's not raining, I go out and load the Ranger up with firewood out of the pile so that the next opportunity I have to make bundles, I can do that. I just do it right here in the garage. So the bundle business has been pretty steady this year. I talked to my brother yesterday, and my second stand is down. He said there was only 10 bundles down there, so I'm averaging between 10 to 20 down there a week, which is pretty good, pretty steady. I don't know that I could keep up with a whole lot more than that right now with the inventory that I have. So, but I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about why I chose bundles over bags. Right now, the big debate whether bags or bundles are better is all the craze. And I don't know that there's one better than the other. I think it depends on your personal situation and what you're looking to do. It also depends on your market. So I know I was watching Heath at Hardworking Man and his daughter's bundle stand. The bundles outsold the bags like 100%. And I was looking in the comments, and Jeremiah at Outdoors at 608 says he has the exact opposite effect at his bundle stand. So it probably, you know, depending on your situation and where you are, your location, it may vary on your results. I know around me there's only one other person that sells firewood like this in the bundles, and he sells bundles like this, basically the same general setup that I have, but there's no roadside stands around here with bags. And I don't know, I'm sure they would sell just fine, but the problem in New York is that you have to include this information. So on the back of every label, I have a little sticky label that has the transportation information that the Department of Environmental Conservation, Department of Environmental Conservation in New York, DEC, requires anybody transporting firewood that they have to have that. Even if it's your own firewood, you still have to declare whether you cut it if it's not kiln dried. So if you were to buy a bundle someplace in New York and you get pulled over at a campground or wherever, you have to be able to produce that information or you'd get ticketed. So I don't know how I would do that with bundles. I suppose I could get like those tags with the little twist ties on them or something like that. And I'm sure it's achievable, but for me, it's way easier just to include that on the back of my label. I wanted to have custom labeling so I could kind of stand out from the like I said, there's only one other place that's doing it, but he doesn't have any labeling like this on his firewood. And next year, I want to be able to go after a couple retail locations. So right now I only have the 2 roadside stands, and this is my first side hustle. I've never tried to make money outside of my regular job. So where I work, I've been fortunate enough. I've been there for 24 years. So same place, same building, same factory for 24 years, and it's pretty easy to work overtime. So if I ever wanted extra money, I could always work overtime. But I don't exactly love what I do. So starting this firewood hustle is kind of, it's I don't know, my time's better spent doing something I enjoy, I feel like, and I can make a little money doing it, and I like that. So that's why I've been choosing to do this, and I want to keep growing the business. So next year I'm planning on going after a couple of retail locations if I can find a couple, maybe a bait shop or 2. Who knows where it'll go. But I try to always think bigger than I'm actually going to get, and then hopefully, you know, I'll keep growing. That's the plan anyhow. I don't want it to turn into a business so much so that I'm not having fun anymore doing it. I like the exercise of doing firewood. I especially like the YouTube side of it. I've developed friendships with people across the country. All you guys out there in the comments all the time. I genuinely consider you guys my friends. I think this is awesome, and I've been able to connect with people doing something, you know, over a similar interest of firewood, and I just feel like that's amazing. So my whole business model came from pieces and parts of all kinds of different channels out there. All the advice from the guys that have been doing it a lot longer than me. I am definitely new into this. I know I've had a couple of comments before about people say, oh, I could tell you didn't know what you were doing, and they're not wrong. I definitely don't know what I'm doing, but I know more today, 2 years into it, than I knew 2 years ago. And 2 years from now, I'll know more still. So I plan on continuing to learn and grow, not just the channel, but the business itself and my knowledge about all of the things firewood. So I appreciate all the comments and the camaraderie and all of those things. So it's really nice. So I guess back to the discussion on my little rant here. Is there a better choice? I don't know. I know that the bags are expensive, and I didn't realize that they deteriorated so fast in the sun. So if you're not turning them, they'll get to a point where they're pretty much useless, and then people would pick up a bag and then all the firewood falls out of it, and I definitely don't want that problem. But the main reason that I went this route is that it's a nice clean little package. They're easy to stack. It allows for some really nice labeling, which I like, the custom labeling. So I need to make 12 to go down to my brother's, and I've actually got, there's like 39 of them in the garage. So I've been trying to get back ahead. I don't like having to scramble to make them when I need them. I would prefer to be able to pull out of a pile and then replenish that pile as I go. So I think I'm gonna make a couple 3 without labels. So in front of my house, all the people that buy from my little roadside stand here generally are local people. I recognize the same vehicles that come through, and they're all neighboring people, so I'm not too concerned about the transportation information, like the back of my label and all that. I don't put the labels on the ones I sell out front unless I run out, and then I do, because if that's what I have made, that's what I'll sell. But so I'm gonna make a few without labels. I've never really timed how long it takes me to make a bundle in my homemade bundler setup that I've got going on here. So it's 1 cubic foot is about, it's actually a little over 1 cubic foot is the way it shakes out, but I advertise at 1 cubic foot, so people are definitely getting what they pay for. I don't know how long it takes me, but I know that, like, if I was gonna buy a commercial or a commercial bundler, like even the hand crank one, they're $1,000, $1,200. That's, I don't know, 250 bundles before it's paid for itself. And I don't really sell that many bundles just yet to be able to justify that. I think if I was going to try to speed up my process, it'd be better spent on a faster splitter, just so I could make more firewood and have it dried, because that's usually my problem. So I'm into my last 8 face cords that I have seasoned for this year. So I should hopefully make it to the end of October, and then I'll probably be done. So, but either way, so we're gonna start the timer and we'll see how long it takes to make a bundle. Here we go. Usually give it 4 or 5 wraps. In the beginning I was only doing a couple and they were falling apart, and I would rather not have anybody grab a bundle and get halfway to their car and then they fall apart. And I've also seen people grab them. I don't put handles on my bundles, so I've seen people just grab the stretch wrap right off the pile and carry it to their car like that, which I think is awfully brave, but they make it. So I guess, you know, 6 wraps or so seems to be the ticket. That's it. So I broke my phone. 1 minute and 25 seconds to make a bundle. So I don't know if I said it already, but the reason that I chose to not really focus on trying to sell bulk firewood and sell for like heating, home heating, is not that there's not a demand. Our area is definitely cold and there's a lot of wood burners in the area. Every fall you smell it in the air, you know, and but where I live is pretty much flooded, the market, with guys that sell firewood for home heating, and they sell it so cheap that it's just, you can't really make any money doing it. I mean, you can, I guess you could make a little bit if you were cutting it on your own property and that type of thing, but if you're buying logs trying to turn a profit, my area is tough, and I wanted to try to be successful so that I could keep doing it, because it really came out of necessity, mostly because of my inventory. Once I realized that I enjoyed making firewood, I never really stopped. We are 3 years into the house, and I had never cut or split firewood before that. And once I got going, and I was 2 years ahead on my own firewood, which actually ended up being about 3 years ahead, because I didn't burn nearly as much as I thought. And then I just had inventory all over the place. So I thought, you know, I could try to turn it into a little side hustle. All right, so there is the truck loaded up with 12 bundles. Only 8 of those were made today. I made the other ones the other day when I brought some wood in there. There's what used to be 39, so now it's not, it's 35, but 8 here and 6 right there, so that's 14. I needed 11 to make it to 500, so I've made 504 bundles? No, 503 bundles. 503 bundles on $30 worth of 2x4s. Pretty solid investment. If you guys are looking to build one of these, I'll throw the video at the end with the cut list minus the upgrade. So I do recommend cutting this angle and then sanding it off so that it's nice and smooth. When you reach around to go underneath with the wrap, it saves your armpits from digging in. It's a much more comfortable wrapping situation. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna run these down to my brother's, load that stand up, and then we're gonna run off to a softball game. So Boonville's Friday. Today is Thursday, so I'll be in Boonville tomorrow and possibly Sunday, depending on how everything goes, but definitely tomorrow. If you see me, please stop me. I would love to meet you guys, just, you know, be able to talk to guys, and I'll have some channel stickers in my pocket. If you guys are interested in my channel stickers, my family will be there with me if you want to meet them, and it should be a good show. I look forward to being able to really assess my splitter needs while I'm there. No promises. I'm definitely not ordering anything tomorrow, but I am gonna do some pretty serious consideration while I'm there. So after all the splitter wars, or splitter, I guess third of a cord challenge, it's eye-opening how much faster you can make firewood on certain machines. And really, when it comes down to it, I need to be able to make firewood faster so that I have more seasons, so that I can try to sell more, because that's, you know, kind of the goal. That's my direction as far as this firewood gig goes. I want to sell more. So either way, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're into this kind of stuff, please hit the like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and take it easy. Have a good day. We'll see you, maybe we'll see you tomorrow.